Hello, tonight I am going to review Lilani of the Distant Sea by Erin Entrada Kelly with illustrations by Leanne Cho. This beautifully written book is about a young girl named Lilani who lives on an island with her mother, uncle, and cousin who are cruel. There has been a terrible drought and the villagers have been sending the men off in boats to find help, but none of them return. When Lilani's mother falls sick and her uncle and cousin become even more cruel, Lilani decides to take a boat and go herself for medicine, food, and help. This book has beautiful illustrations. And in the front of the book, there is a map. And the map shows the island where Lilani lives of San Laguita. Here is Mount Kana, which is very dark and very angry, and they pray to it for health and safety. Here is the Veiled Sea that they cross, trying to get to Mount Isa, which is more of an island than a mountain. But this is a place where humans have never seen, and that's where the food and the help and the medicine and basically where all your dreams come true is on Mount Isa. And here is a picture of Lilani. She looks very determined, doesn't she? And here is an excerpt from this beautiful book. There are stories of extraordinary children who are chosen from birth to complete great quests and conquer evil villains. This is no such story. Sometimes you're an ordinary child. Sometimes you choose yourself. Come closer, nestle deep. Travel now to two mountains. They are alive, at least to those who live among them. One of them towers darkly. It casts a shadow of vengeance, impatience, and fear. The San Laguitans call it Mount Kana. The other mountain, if you can call it that, is bathed in light. Set foot here and you will have all of life's good fortunes wherever they may be. This is Mount Isa. You can't see Isa now. No human has ever laid eyes on her. Nevertheless, the San Laguitans are certain the mountain calls to them. They die trying to answer. They attempt journey after journey. They are pushed by their faith, not knowing that they believe in the wrong things. Their ships sink, their hearts break, and yet they make the trip because they feel Isa's presence on an invisible horizon, somewhere far away, yet close enough to touch, somewhere beyond the distant sea. I'm going to skip ahead now to a part where Lilani has taken one of the boats. She has taken matters into her own hands, and she has been on the Veiled Sea and has been through the mist and has been confused. And this is when she wakes up and she meets an unusual friend. Soft sounds are loud when the world is silent. The gentle splashing of water becomes a tidal wave. That's what Lilani heard as she sat there with her heart pounding. A hungry, angry wave. She knew she was on water, and she knew she was alone, but she could not remember why or how. She did know this, however. The mist around her had lifted, and now she saw what it meant to be alone. Water everywhere, endless, and she was small. This she also knew, and so was her boat, and so was the splashing just a few feet away. The water plinked upward like a tiny crested wave. Lilani didn't want to look, but she could look at nothing else. Splish, plink, splish, plink. The wave moved closer. Splish, plink, splish, plink. The water rippled like a stone had just been tossed there, but of course it hadn't. The boat swayed. Lilani did not move. Something was underneath her. Splish, plink, splish, plink. The boat tilted, forcing Lilani to unclench her hands and hold tight to the sides. Go, she said weakly, a pebble hitting a boulder. The boat stilled, then lifted and lurched. Go. What would happen if she fell into the water? Did she know how to swim? She couldn't remember. Lurch. Stop! Not demanding, pleading. Suddenly, without warning, A pair of eyes broke the surface of the water. Now the head. And what was this? A shell. And webbed feet paddling frantically. She knew what this was, didn't she? Her mind clamored for the word. It was within reach, so close she could touch it. Paholusk. Ah, there it was. Paholusk. This did nothing to soothe her, because she couldn't recall if Paholusk were dangerous. Did Paholusk have sharp teeth that would sink into her flesh? Did Paholusk have claws that could mangle her? The Paholusk paddled desperately. Paddle! Oh yes, she had a paddle! She grabbed it with both hands, wrapped and unwrapped her fingers. Go, she said, more resolved now that she had a weapon. Go! The Paholusk coughed. Water spilled from its mouth. Leilani didn't see any teeth, but she still wielded paddle and yelled, Go, go, go! She wished the other girl was there, the smart girl with dark hair. Who was she? Sola. Paddle felt heavy. The Paholusk was drowning, she realized as the boat rocked back and forth, taking on water and making her stomach churn. The creature choked and set its eyes on the safety of the boat. Leilani half stood, determined to make herself as tall and frightening as possible without going over. A whisper drifted from the mist. Kill it before it kills you. Leilani braced herself to swing, but in the next moment the Paholusk managed to leap into the boat, water pouring from its nostrils, eyes dull but shining, head low and heavy. The boat rocked, both of them now standing in 2 inches of water, her on one side and the Paholusk directly opposite. Leilani stumbled, raised the paddle. The boat righted itself, and Leilani was able to stand without trouble, feet wide for balance, knees slightly bent. She swung back, surprised by how difficult it was to lift the paddle, and let out a loud cry. Where it came from she didn't know, as she crashed the weapon against the animal's shell, which already had begun to dry. Now, if you would like to know what a Paholusk is, and if you would like to know if Leilani makes it to Issa, you should go to the library and check out this book, Leilani of the Distant Sea by Erin Entrada Kelly. And remember, some heroes are born, others choose to become heroes themselves. Thank you. Have a good night.